So we're less than a couple of days after the general elections. And while some politicians tried to play down the growing levels of danger in the country, coinciding with the growing levels of immigration, the growing levels of just people coming into the country who are unknown, right? They're new people on the land, you know, and the coinciding rise in crime that goes along with that. If there's a question of it, let's have the facts, let's have a breakdown of which groups are doing what, let's have all that stuff, right? But instead of having those meticulous and scientific questions and inquiries, we get people denying that it's a reality, right? So here's another example in New Ross and Wexford. So headline, this from the Irish Mirror. New Ross death updates as school pays tribute to child killed in Wexford, right? So we'll have a read down along through it. So Gardaí and emergency services attended the scene at approximately 11:45 p.m. nighttime. A young girl has died following an assault at a house in New Ross, County Wexford. Gardaí said they're investigating all of the circumstances surrounding the death of the child. Emergency services attended the scene at approximately 11:45 p.m. on Sunday, so yesterday. The girl was taken to University Hospital Waterford for treatment. She passed away from her injuries in the early hours of Monday morning. So this is it an 8-year-old girl, I believe. Apologies if I'm mixing that up now, but I do believe it's an 8-year-old girl. Right, so she was, as I say, we continue on anyway. So she died. A woman and man, both in their 30s, are receiving treatment at the University Hospital Waterford. Their injuries are not believed to be life-threatening. So you have two adults involved, both appear to be hurt, injured, cut, or whatever the case is, and a child. And the child has subsequently died. The scene remains preserved for forensic examination. The coroner has been notified, and the Garda Technical Bureau and Office of the State Pathologist have been requested to assist in the investigation. A post-mortem examination will be scheduled. So, child's mother also stabbed. Sources have confirmed a woman in New Ross, the child's mother, was also stabbed. But neither she nor the man are in danger of dying. So, the school issued a statement. Their teachers are helping students to deal with this tragic event. We'll be sharing information with parents today around how they can support their children at this difficult time. And local councillor Michael Sheen told the Irish Mirror this afternoon that he had normal dealings with the woman who was injured in the incident. He said the community in central New Ross was horrified by the child's death. Everyone is just numbed by what has happened, he said. If it happens to one of us in New Ross, it happens to all of us. And then we have at 2:05 yesterday, or today even, sorry, yesterday, sources have confirmed to the Irish Mirror that the child died after being stabbed. It's understood the 8-year-old suffered at least one stab wound in the incident. So it's an 8-year-old girl after being stabbed and died, stabbed to death, killed in Wexford. So local independent councillor John Dwyer told the Irish Mirror that the community was shocked by the 8-year-old girl's death. He said, quote, New Ross is a tight-knit community. Everybody knows everyone else. I had lots of people on to me this morning asking me if I knew what happened, but there are not many details out yet, and everybody's really shocked. This sort of thing just does not happen in a town like New Ross. Well, unfortunately, it does now. It's understood the man who was injured is a foreign national, and locals said the woman who's being treated for her injuries is a native of Ireland. The scene is still sealed off, and detectives from the Garda Technical Bureau are examining the area. So, not like anybody needed more fuel to be poured on a debate that is non-existent or is one-sided, right? There's not even room for a debate with this, right? So we have a problem in this country, and regardless of how many Irish people do horrible things too, we are introducing more variables, and we're increasing the likelihood that more and more people, your family, will be violently assaulted, killed, hurt, robbed, whatever the case is, right? So we're bringing in people, we've no idea who they are, and it looks like the papers will tell you that we have a growing rate of violence, sexual abuse, sexual offences, kids being stabbed and killed. Like, that's what, 2 in 2 years at least now. 2 instances at least, right? The instance in England as well, where the girls were killed in, I think it's some ballet class or something, right? So, and in France as well, there was the playground incident, right? So all across Europe, or across major parts of Europe, or significant parts of Europe, you're seeing this, right? And whatever the details are around this particular story, I don't know, right? But there's another one to the list of people who've committed murder, potentially, right, in this country, or have caused grave suffering and damage to people, right? So this is just going to continue to explode an attitude of resentment, hostility, untrustworthiness, or distrust in people towards the government, right? And it seemed quite enough, I think, from what I can remember, in the lead up to the election, and then bang, back to the consequences of the actions that these politicians have taken, right? And I would ask this question, I'll leave it at that then. So, was it quieter over in the days leading up to the election and during the election and the counting? Or are these things continuously going on, but we're just not hearing them? They're not bubbling up to the surface, not all of them anyway. Which do you think?